Welcome to The Patty Show. My name is Patty Setiatti, and in this podcast, we'll explore the crossing point of the three P's: passion, pleasure, and positivity, and how they can lead you to your own personal paradise. We'll chat with inspiring guests, share practical tips, and dive into stories that will empower you to live your best life. Let's get the Patty Party started. Welcome back to The Patty Show, everybody. Woo! Oh, studio audience, thank you for your energy. Oh my God, keep going. The studio, they have all the different voices. I feel like there's a voice actor amongst us. We'll get to him eventually. Welcome y'all to The Patty Show, episode 42. That's crazy. Pleasure, the art of enjoying life. Enjoying life, y'all. Life is good all the time, you know? Maybe not all the time, but when you listen to The Patty Show, it's a good time. Speaking of The Patty Show, I just want to thank my previous guests, Maria and Val, my sisters right there. I've known them for like 10 years. Went to Fairfield essentially together. Not Maria, she actually went to a high school, but she basically went to the university because she was always there the whole time with all the friends. But shout out to them. We were getting vulnerable, talking about my past relationships because they've known both of my girlfriends. Shout out to y'all. My ex-girlfriends now. I don't have multiple girlfriends. That sounds crazy. And I'm not polygamous Patty, okay? But yeah, we're talking about different passions, having a good time, catching up. So that was really, it fueled my soul. Just like it's going to fuel my soul today, on this episode today. I don't know if y'all ready. It's been a long time coming, episode 42. Joining me today is a passionate computer programmer. Whoa! With enthusiasm that brightens all. Oh, okay. Found that from LinkedIn a little bit. He is a voice actor, like I mentioned, an actor in general, performer that brings his Avengers level A game. See what I did there? In every role. Doesn't matter if he's asking for milk. You know, if you watched it, you watched it. He is the TikTok phenom. Literally, I see him all the time, which is amazing because I barely open TikTok, only for the Patty Show Podcast, which is at Patty Show Podcast. With the best vibe. Give it up for my Indo brother right here, Stephen Ronggur, and / what's the other last name, brother?
Silalahi.
Brother, thanks for coming to the Patty Show, bro.
Wow. Arigato. What an introduction.
Oh, man.
You were not kidding.
I told you, man, I had to pull up all the stuff, everything.
Yeah,
all the stops right there. If you could give a little self-intro to everyone, background, life story, how you have two different last names.
Well.
Let's start with that one first, actually.
Okay, so let's get it cleared up. So my last name is actually Silalahi.
Okay.
Stephen Ronggur is my middle name.
Ah.
But Stephen Ronggur is my stage name.
Ah.
So anything acting involved, social media, it's all Stephen Ronggur. Anything professional outside of that, it's Stephen Silalahi. Just because the name Ronggur has so much meaning to it. I'm a Batak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
If y'all don't know where that is, where is it?
It's in northern Sumatra.
Northern Sumatra, okay.
And Ronggur translates to thunder.
Ooh, that makes so much sense. Look at that. He's bringing the thunder today.
Yeah. And it was given by my grandpa when I was born. And the reason, because when you become a grandpa, well, when you're a dad, you're referred to as your oldest son. For example, like your mom would be Patty's mom.
Yeah.
Patty. But once you become a grandpa, you're referred to the oldest grandson. So my opung becomes Opung Ronggur.
Ooh, that's fire.
So everywhere he goes during like family, it's like, oh, that's Opung Ronggur. And another funny story is when I was living in Indo, no one called me Steven. Teachers, friends, parents, they all call me Ronggur.
Yeah? Oh, wow.
Gur.
Yeah. Bro, Indo names too, they always find some type of way to like shorten it, make it a different little thing. Like, bro, that's crazy.
It's always the one syllable.
No, bro, they find something, somehow, they're like, I'm like, bro, like, what, bro? Like, how you go?
Like a horn?
Yeah, like, come on now. Like, and then, like, for Arnold, our brother, well, my blood brother, but also that's how we eventually, meet, whatever. But they always like, no, that's it. Like, no. Like, damn. They couldn't even pick the A part. They're just like, here we go, We got to get you on the show, my man. Hurry up, man. Stop playing on the call.
You haven't?
No, look at
Oh, my.
He's too Hollywood. Come on, man.
I got it.
Arnold, come on now.
That makes sense.
For real, yeah.
That guy is just in the clouds.
He's killing it. He's killing it, man. Inspiration. But, speaking of inspiration, though, Bran, you said Indo originally, right? So you're born, raised there.
Yep.
Where exactly?
Jakarta.
Okay.
Jakarta. Okay. Yep. Was born there, moved to the U.S. when I was 15. And
solo with family or?
It was solo.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Solo. When I left, it was with my grandma and then she went back home.
Oh, nice.
But after that, I, lived with another family here and eventually moved out. Now I'm on my own, living with a roommate who actually is a friend of mine from high school. So we go way back.
Damn, bro.
And and here I am talking to Patty now.
For real, it's crazy. Full circle moment, my man. Full circle moment. How do we know each other, though, by the way?
So I first met you at USC. It was at the Indonesian International Film Festival.
There we go, yeah.
I remember when the event came out, Arnold immediately DM'd me, "Dude, you going?" I'm like, "You already know I'm there." Suits and everything. And,
yes, sir. Watch out, y'all.
And he also mentioned, my brother Patty wants to meet you too. I was like, "Oh, okay, bet." And then we started following each other on Instagram before we met.
Yeah.
And then when I met you there, instantly I'm like, these two are the same people. Arnold and Patty, the same kind of energy, the same kind of vibe. And it's kind of nostalgic to me because you don't really find Indonesians, especially in San Diego, and you just can tell when they're Indonesians. There's a certain type of energy that you just get. And I get that from you instantly. And I'm like, this is great. It feels like home. It's an easy match energy-wise. So I'm happy about that.
Bro, I'm grateful for you, bro. Flower section of the Patty Show. Ready? Thank you for the sound effect. Thank you. She's getting a raise after this. Bro, like, it was so seamless. I feel like I've known you for a while, even though, like, that was less than a year ago, maybe?
Oh, my God. Yeah,
something like that, bro. It was, like, really, really quick, bro. Like, the second we connected in person, it was like, damn, I feel like we went to the same school or something. Like, I feel like we were in the same class, like, having fun in, like, in the street, like, in some, like, kampong shit, like,
like we just made up history.
We just made our own history. That's literally, like, I'm telling you, man, it was a vibe. And it was crazy when I come to find out you just turned 30, you said?
I just turned 30 last week.
Asian don't raisin, y'all. Bro, I didn't even know you were approaching 30. I thought you were younger than me, bro. I'm turning 27, like, in a couple of weeks. I thought you were, like, 23, 24.
I know.
Bro.
I'm probably having, like, an arrested development. I think inside I'm still 23.
Bro, that's
no older than 25.
What's your secret, man? Any secrets to stay youthful out there?
You know what, man? I don't know. I mean, some people say sunscreen, but I say laughter.
Ooh, that's a really good one right there.
Laughter, bro. It just slows down aging. It just makes things easier.
And is that how you got your woman, your beautiful woman? Shout out to her. Right there.
Yeah.
Well, how many years you said? 8?
Almost 8.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Man, tell me through that love story. So how did it come to be? Because you were already in the States for a minute then, like 15 years then, right?
Yeah, almost 15 years. Almost 15 years. And we actually met in high school. But we're not high school sweethearts.
Oh, interesting.
So she was a junior, I was a senior, and we knew we liked each other, and we dated for a little bit.
Okay.
And then I graduated, and then she was going to her senior year. But after a few months, of course, we were kind of doing our own thing. It was hard to prioritize each other, and we decided to call it off. Like, break it off.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense with all the distance. Yeah.
And it was a very friendly breakup, and we're like, "Oh, wish you all the best." And then we went our separate ways, and I haven't seen her. That was the last time I saw her. Fast forward 3.5 years later.
Almost like end of college or something like that?
Yes.
Okay.
I was doing summer school, and her mom happened to be taking class at the same school.
What school was this for?
California State University, San Marcos.
I'll shout out to them, Sponsor the Patty Show, stop playing.
CSUSN.
All the letters, bro. That's another thing. Bro, first of all, like, all these letters, bro, when it and then when we were catching up, he's like, "Did you go to PB?" I was like, "What?" Like, I was like, PB&J? Like, I was so confused, man. All the acronyms. I think it's a West Coast thing, bro, because LA does the same thing. The first time I moved here, they're like, you go into LACMA? I'm like, LACMA what? LACMA nuts? Like, like, damn! I was like, I just met you. Like, bro, I'm telling you, all the acronyms is confusing. Like, in Connecticut, bro, it's not like that. I mean, also Connecticut is kind of small, so we're like, the most acronyms we have is like NY, but people just say New York,
Right.
Mass. People don't say MA, they're like Massachusetts.
Yeah.
You never like shorten this up, so I don't know. It's fascinating. It was just a random.
If anything, makes it a little harder for you to say CSUSN.
Yeah. It's like all the different letters. So the mom was at the
and what's funny was I was supposed to buy a textbook for a class that I was taking, and for some reason, I added to the cart, but never purchased it. And I realized, I'm like, oh my God, I never bought it. And then I did it the next class. So I decided, you know what? I think I just have to pay a little more and go to the school bookstore.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Because it's just more expensive, but you'll get it right away.
Yeah.
So I went to the bookstore, and as I was checking out, her mom walks in with a bunch of her colleagues.
No.
It was one of those like, ain't no way,
bruh.
None of this would happen if I decided to buy that book online.
That's so true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And I said, oh my God, hi, how you been? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. How's everyone been good? Because she has siblings and we hung out.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah,
so like, how's everyone? How's this? How's that? Oh, she's good, blah, 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 blah. And then her mom said, why don't you call her up?
Yeah. Mom, shout out you. I love moms. Literally, shout out all the moms out there. Single moms, you know who to hit up. The ones in happy relationships, you also know who to hit up. Bro, she is number one wing woman.
Takes the credit every time.
Bro.
And at that point, it was like 3.5 years, like there was
bro.
There was
That's
nothing.
almost a whole 4 years, bro. That was like a while. The fact that means you left a good impression. See, that makes sense. You left a good impression.
I hope so.
I hope family. Come on, like no other person would be like, hey, you should hit up your ex.
Yes.
Who's my daughter? Like if you were a terrible boyfriend, bro, there's no way in hell I'm gonna be like, maybe you should hit up my daughter. Like, nah, bro, that's respect. So did you actually hit up?
I did. And it was
in the car.
It was actually that night. So I got home and I was just still processing everything. Like, my gosh, I can't believe I ran into her. And that night, my family and I were driving to Disneyland because we had a pass.
Wow, this is so bad, bro. This sounds like a short film already.
Yeah. And then on the way up there, I was in the car. I'm like, should I do it? And then it's one of those like canon event, like it just has to happen. Yeah. So I'm like, what?
What's there to lose? Yeah.
Exactly. Plus, I feel like it's been 3.5 years. We had a history. Let's just be good friends.
Catch up too. Yeah.
Because it's weird. The silence is kind of weird too after 3.5 years. So I just kind of like, hey, run into your mom. Hope you're doing well. Say what's up.
Text message.
Facebook Messenger.
Wait, you plotting, bro? That's I like that.
Yeah, and I was like not expecting anything from it, and then got to Disneyland, and then I was at California Adventure. There was like a whole parade going on, and I got this reply. Hey, sorry, I was doing this. I was busy. Hope you're doing well, blah, blah, blah. I'm doing this right now. I was like, this is a whole paragraph. And I'm like, okay. And from then on, it was just like
go back and forth. Quick, yeah.
It becomes daily. And then at one point, we were texting until like 4 a.m. And we didn't even know it. I was like, oh my God, it's 4 a.m. And then that's when I kind of had the feeling like, I think something's like reigniting here. And we decided to get coffee. And from coffee, we decided to get teriyaki. After teriyaki, we're like, want to go to Dave & Buster's? And we'll get to play arcade. Yeah. You're right. It's a short film.
There we go. Right, you got to write it, bro. Like, damn. After Dave & Buster's, and then, Mom, don't watch this part. All the moms, especially the mom that blame her. It's your fault. No. It's the reason, bro. Bro, that's so awesome, though. Wow, that's great. And then 8 years, you said?
8 years.
Approaching 8 years, or
approaching 8 years. 4th of July.
Wow, that's good. That's a cute little. It's so soon, yeah.
Yeah, fireworks.
Bro. That's that's insane. I need to find love, y'all. Stop playing. Maybe I have to go back to Sweden.
Yeah.
We'll unpack that episode eventually on the OnlyFans. It's at Patty Show Podcast. It's like a I'm kidding. We don't have. Speaking of socials, where can we find you, my man? It's at.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok.
Of course, TikTok. Yes.
And Ronggur, but I'm kind of helping you guys out. It's Rong.gur, so when it's 2 syllables. People are like, like, bro, there's a period right there. I'm helping you out. Yeah, so it's at Rong.gur. Gur. And yeah, give me a follow and we'll chat.
There we go. We love it, man. So we were talking about university and all this stuff, and some programming too, right?
Yeah.
So originally you moved to the States for, was it just schooling, entertainment? What was that whole process?
It was just school. I was moving in during high school actually. So, and then just kind of like, hopefully I can, study something. I didn't know what I was going to do yet.
Was it an international program? Like, how was that whole process like?
Oh, I just moved, and then one of my family here took me in, and then I was part of the regular student, like in a public
system.
School. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just blending right in, and basically trying to go to college here since I had the opportunity to come, and study something that hopefully would interest me, and I picked computer science out of all things.
Which is, shout out to that, man.
Yeah.
That's a good one to pick, man.
Yes, yeah. I actually didn't want to do it for a while. I was like, I don't know if I want to do that, because I know for a while when I graduated high school, film was already there. I want to study filming. I want to go to film school. I want to direct a film. But, it's one of those things where family influence you to like, hey, we understand, but try to look out for you here.
Yeah, we want you to survive.
Exactly, we want you to survive.
And it's a tough thing too. Like, that's why a lot of people don't do these big moves, like especially in the entertainment world, because there's not the whole security.
Absolutely.
There really is no security, honestly, to be honest with you. And you can love it all you want, but if you have a big family also to feed too, you got to consider that. You can't just be. It's one thing to be selfish where you need to like really focus on yourself, but also like if you have to literally have to feed people with your money, with whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
You can't just make decisions out of pocket. Like, oh, I'm just gonna do film school and not work. That's impossible. Like totally. Unless you got daddy's money or somebody, or Chase Bank. Maybe you want to sponsor the Patty Show, so then we can not work or just work on the podcast and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you did have a lot of jobs though.
I did.
Yes. Shout out to the favorite place that's closed on Sunday.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yes, you know what we're talking about. Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh man, you were originally just front of house staff and then became manager?
No, I never became manager. I never wanted to.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm the clown during the shift, and I feel like as you move up, there's a certain level of expectation they want you, and I'm like, I want to enjoy work. I want to enjoy being around my coworkers, and I'm goofy. So I'm gonna hold back not becoming a manager, and I'm good with this. I'm good with the hourly wage on here, and I can still play, and
you get Sundays off.
And I got Sundays off, and it was great. I would say Chick-fil-A is one of my most valued work experience.
Wow. Okay.
There are a lot of things that I still use today that I learned from that place in terms of like multitasking, hustling, customer service. It's a very valuable period of my life that I think helped to get me where I am today.
Yeah, no. 100%. Honestly, the like restaurant industry, service industry, all that stuff, like hospitality, people have to at least do it for like at least a year or something to first of all, social skills. That's a big thing. And then just like you were saying, multitasking, prioritizing what's important. If you have like chicken nuggets in the fryer and in 10 seconds, if you don't pull it out, it's gonna burn. But then you also have to clean something. You gotta pick which ones you gotta work with, especially if it's like the worst is when it's a slow shift time. Oh yeah. But it's busy as hell out of nowhere, and you're like, there's only two people. Yep. And what you gonna do? Someone's gonna be in the front and the back. That's just life, honestly. You just gotta get ready for all the little punches and everything.
There was one thing that my boss taught me. It was called second mile service.
Second mile service.
Yeah, okay. Basically, when you're clocking, you're divided. Okay, you're gonna go to window. You're gonna go to dining room. You're gonna go cashiers,
bathroom or whatever.
Bathroom, yeah. So dining room. So second mile service, basically, not only that you bring the food to them, but after like 10 minutes or so, you check up on them. Hey, refills? You take out your trays, and that's the same thing I do today at work, which is cool. Like, hey, anything else you need from me? Anything else I can touch up on things? And man, it helped me to build good relationships with my current work, all the jobs that I've had actually. So it's just been a blessing to be able to have that experience because. People underlook food service sometimes a little bit because, man, it humbles you. You don't know what we go through in the back.
Yeah, it's crazy. You're sweating, bro. Like, everything's just not, it's never a perfect shift. There's no way. Like, all the other, working those 9 to 5 jobs in the tech world, like, it's pretty consistent, everything's blah, blah, blah.
Yep.
Food service industry, bro. Goddamn, bro. I used to work at a country club, too. That one also teaches a lot of patience, to be honest. And a lot of, like, lingo of, like, the very affluence. But it also like teaches you a lot of like the fact that like we're all human beings, we want to eat, we use the bathroom, we have fun, we have a lot of pleasure.
There you go.
A lot of pleasure. Speaking of pleasure, he has a lot of pleasure. Shout out to shout out to his girl taking care of her. Shout out. That's why he's a glowing orange. 30, bro, I'm still processing. 30 years old, bro. That's wild, Like
no one believes me. I still get carded.
Bro, I would card you right now. Like, what am I doing? I have a minor in the relationship. Like, what is it? Yeah, like, damn, bro. Like, that's insane. But you are graduating soon, right?
Well, I finished, and I'm walking in about less than a month. Yeah.
Woo, congrats again, bro. And what's the degree?
MBA, Master of Business Administration.
Okay, okay. Bro, you getting all the degrees right here.
We collect them like Infinity Stones.
For real. Speaking of Infinity Stones, man. The Marvel mastermind himself, bro. Bro, you gotta tell me about that like whole red carpet experience, bro.
Oh, man.
For what was it, Captain America?
It was Captain America Brave New World. It all comes from, I think, just years of hard work. For a while, I was making a lot of Marvel content on TikTok. And this was back in the pandemic, really when I discovered why I love doing acting. Because during the pandemic, before the pandemic happened, actually, at some point, I was a videographer. So companies would hire me for their marketing events, and I would edit the video for them. And then the pandemic happened. I could not shoot anything. No one's hiring.
Yeah.
And I was just cooped up in my room, and I discovered acting, watched a lot of Al Pacino movies, and of course, like everybody else, started a TikTok account because everyone was doing it. My sister was doing all the dances.
Yeah.
Didn't even.
See, there, shout out to that one. Yeah, that's always sketchy. I'm not gonna lie.
And I remember like, okay, this is an open canvas now. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but this app is cool and it's getting a lot of traction. I came across a video of a girl doing an acting challenge, and she said, "Acting challenge, you're the red line." And TikTok has that button that says duet. Yeah. You can directly do it. I remember having a great time, just because like I can do this 5 different ways, and I'm gonna like it. And then after kind of like brewing it for a while, I was like, what if I make acting challenges myself based on movies that I love? Marvel movies. That's where I landed on. And of course, as I was very consistent making one, probably like 2-3 a week, started seeing that traction, man. And then after like a year, I was north of like 200,000 followers. I'm like, okay, so people like this. And somehow years later, I fell into Disney's PR list. And I came as a +1 on the Mufasa premiere. Back in December. And that was like a last minute invite. Shout out to my boy Ricky. At Filmtopia on Instagram. And he invited me there, and I was able to meet some folks from Disney who actually like, oh, yeah, I've seen your stuff before. And then that's when I think it leads to the invite to the Captain America Brave New World premiere, which I thought was still far away. That felt so far away for me. And then I took my friend Sean with me, who I knew since we were coworkers together.
Oh, yeah. I seen some of y'all stuff. Yeah. You know what you did, bro?
Dude, one of my day ones, man. And it was just surreal. And I tried my best not to get imposter syndrome. Yeah, imposter syndrome. Because, like, you know, I'm there in a suit, but also everybody else is like, these are filmmakers. These are crews who work so hard on this film. And why am I there? But then again, I try to look back on, I made these TikToks for people and on Marvel. And and I was invited. So I'm like, I'm just going to enjoy myself.
Yeah. Bro, imposter syndrome is a crazy thing, man. I still always try to, go back and forth with it. But honestly, the fact that you still have it means like you're in the right place. That means you're getting a lot of growth. Because that's what I listened to a podcast. Shout out to my boy, Stephen Bartlett from Diary of a CEO. I don't know if you know that podcast. He has like so many different guests on it. But they talk about it a lot in the show about how like when you have imposter syndrome, obviously, you think, oh my God, everyone's so amazing. That's the only way you honestly can have growth. If you are with people that are, I don't want to say lesser than you because no one's like lesser than you.
Right.
In the fields that you're in, imagine like you really want to be a great director. You can't be in your same film school the whole time, brother. You got to leave, you know? You got to go to Hollywood. You got to go over here to experience and become the student again to become the next level. The sensei, arigato. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. Because if you're the smartest one in the room, you're in the wrong room if you want to keep progressing, you know?
Yeah.
It's like finding that balance too because sometimes it is good to like stay a little bit, toast a little bit because then it comes to burnout then when you're like just pushing it too much and then this guy does it all. Because like I said, this brother, you do what, 2.5 hour drives to LA, San Diego drive? Bro, I did it. It was like traffic booty. Almost 3.5 hours from Playa Vista, bro.
I couldn't tell you when to leave.
Bro, it was, oh my God, bro.
There's like a blackout hours that I'm like, this is the time I don't drive to LA.
Bro, what's the best timing, bro, honestly?
Before 1 p.m.
That's it, though.
Then after 7 p.m. Between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m., you don't touch the 5.
Okay. That's good to know for tomorrow. I'm trying to go to Tijuana, bro. Find my wife out there. Maybe you.
Ay, caramba.
Also, I never realized how close like the border is, and I'm like, bro.
Oh, dude. So we can see,
bro. Honestly, probably at the time you're like, what is that? Like,
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, shout out to that. What is that taco place you said?
The Taco Tacos El Gordo.
Yeah. Bro, on the thing they said it, the Tijuana or something. So I'm like, they probably got their meat straight from there. You know, I'm like,
Probably.
it was like a 15-minute drive from here, maybe?
Yeah.
So that's crazy.
20, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. So if I don't come back, I fell in love and started a family.
Hey!
So, let me know when you're ready, bro.
Send me a postcard.
Oh, I got you, bro. The wedding, we'll have one in San Diego and then one over here.
Oh, I love that.
Keep it nice and simple with all that stuff, man. But man, shout out to your dedication, bro. Inspiring. More flowers again.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Bro, being in a circle of people, even though physically we're not like close, because the traffic does make it crazy. Right? It's almost 3.5 hours or 3 hours, so it is kind of far. But like spiritually, we're close, man. It's like your family. Every time me and Arnold chat, we always like ask about you and stuff. You know, like little stuff like that.
Nice, man.
It's always a blessing. Speaking of Arnold, you do have a role with him.
Yeah.
In the movie Glodok. You know,
Glodok 98.
Yes, sir. Great movie. If y'all haven't watched it, shout out to the boys. You know, Nick and Desmond.
Yep.
Y'all gotta watch the episode. The funny one over there.
That was a good episode.
Yeah, it was a funny one. Super insightful. But yeah, bro, what was your role in that film?
I was the customer.
Yes.
Yeah.
And your line specifically was.
It was, Pak, saya butuh susu formula 1. Cepetan.
So in this movie, guys, if you directly translate the line, it's just like. He's looking for formula milk.
Yep.
So hurry up. Hurry up. I need formula milk. He loves the milk. Yes. Mommy Milker. Shout out to Mommy Milkers out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a crazy movie, super emotional. So man, you killed it with that one, man. I was like, damn. I remember like, oh shit, my boy right here, my boy. The thunder has arrived.
The thunder has arrived. It was such a fun project, honestly.
Bro, that was so dope, and I'm glad you all connected. Was that the first time you met Arnold then?
Yeah.
That project? Yeah.
So yeah, it was funny because I was when I found out I got Glodok, I was on set for my very first short film, and it felt so cool to like, oh my god, moving on to the next. And I remember when I saw the casting call, we need an Indonesian, speaking person to audition. I was like, it almost felt like a sin to not submit myself.
Yeah.
And the fact that I got it was like, oh, perfect. And then I remember meeting Arnold that morning. It was like a 5:30 a.m. call time downtown.
I know. That was when I just moved too, bro, to LA, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. So his was like crack of dawn. Yeah. He woke up like 4 or 5 or something.
Yeah, because he was the lead.
Yeah.
And I remember I just finished makeup and he walked in, and because he already worked on the set for a couple of days, so he knows everyone. But man, the instant energy with this guy, I was like, oh, how I've missed this. There's something about Indonesians, like I said before, there's just a level of energy that's just so good.
That camaraderie too, bro. I mentioned it in the podcast a lot, but like in the West Coast, there's just more Indonesians, honestly, than in Connecticut. But like Connecticut is just, there's like nobody. It's basically just family and then family of family. So, but whenever we find another Indonesian anywhere, bro, it's like
instant.
Yeah, but it's crazy. I don't know how to explain it. Maybe just because like Indonesians don't really migrate to the U.S. We go to Australia.
True.
Our colonizers, the Netherlands. Shout out to my Dutch girls.
I'm part Dutch, by the way.
Explains how he stays so young. Nah, honestly, it's the Indonesian side. I love my Dutch people, but it's the Indonesians that stay young. You know what I'm saying? Wait, part Dutch, bro? Like 25%, 50%?
Well, my mom's dad is Dutch.
Fully Dutch.
Half. So okay.
Oh damn. So let's walk it. So
his dad is like full Dutch, and his mom is like Suriname.
Oh.
Yeah, and then exactly, and then married an Indo. Got my mom. So my mom's a whole lot of mix.
Oh wow, interesting. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Wow. And then what about
Dad's fully Indo,
Oh, okay. And then how did they meet though?
Oh, it was like at a lunch break, and they met at the bus stop in the middle of Jakarta, and they're like, wow. I remember they always tell the story, and I was like cringe every time we're in the car, and they're like, oh my god, this story again. And my mom's like, hey, that guy's looking at you. And then my dad's like, looking at my mom, and I'm like, stop. I can't listen anymore.
Oh my god. Man, I wish it was as easy as it is now, the dating world, man. Good thing you don't have to deal with it, bro.
No, for real.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, ghetto. Have you ever gone on on the dating apps?
Yeah.
Yeah?
In that 3.5 years?
That 3.5 years?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What was the best one? Tinder?
I was only on Tinder.
Yeah, that was
only in Tinder. They were
Christian mingle?
No. Scares me, to be honest, the Christian mingle one. I was a bit like, ooh, that's extreme. Got it. Nope. But I prefer to meet naturally, so I'm more like I like to go out with my boys and to the clubs locally and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. It's better that way too.
Exactly.
Because online you can never tell if there's also serial killers. Like, yeah, we're guys, we can protect ourselves, but also you can't protect yourself from getting drugs, getting stabbed, or getting shot. So be safe out there, gentlemen. You know, and ladies too, especially.
Especially.
It's crazy out here, bro. Like the catfishes too. Like nowadays, like you can alter the craziness. Like
yeah.
It's like hyper realistic. So not that I fall for the trap, thankfully. Knock on wood. Hopefully nobody goes crazy out here. Yeah, no, dating apps are fascinating. For the Nick and Desmond episode though, that's how he found his girlfriend.
That's right. Yeah.
That other Christian app, not Christian Mingle.
I forgot what it was called.
I forgot the name of it too. I might have to tap into that one.
Their story is so cute though.
Yeah,
I remember and she's from San Diego too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like love is such a beautiful thing. Beautiful. You love that,
Yeah.
Love
it makes you do crazy things.
Of course, like randomly hit up your ex on Facebook Messenger.
That's what I'm saying.
Because, bro, I'm saying you gotta like at the wedding, bro. Mom is getting VIP treatment.
Every time.
VIP treatment.
We discussed it so many times. She's the MVP. She always takes pride of the conversation about how we got back together.
I would say watching the Avengers movies, like all the different especially with the timeline stuff now, bro. Imagine literally a timeline where you didn't hit her up.
I always think about that.
Or you did.
It's literally one click away. I was one click away from buying that book, but I didn't. It's in the cart.
Think about it, bro. If you got it and you didn't go to this,
wouldn't happen.
And then imagine it's also timing too. What if you automatically texted her?
Yeah.
Or even straight up called her Facebook.
It would be kind of weird. Yeah.
Different, right? Maybe she's like, Facebook,
Right.
Or maybe better, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. It's a wild time. Wild time. On the Panic Show. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we were talking about a lot of things, man. Let's go to our first talking point today.
Okay.
We're going to talk about pleasure, redefining pleasure. What does pleasure mean to you today versus 5/10 years ago, my man?
Whew. It's a good question, man. I feel like pleasure now, it's more self-care than fun. I would say 10 years ago, pleasure is like, oh yeah, it's fun. Go out with my boys, we do karaoke bars and stuff like that. But today, as you grow older, you have more responsibilities and you work during the day and have a dream to chase, and and pleasure becomes like, I need this. I need this because I need to stay well mentally, and of course, eventually physically, for me to do whatever that I need to do. So that's what I would say the difference is in 10 years. Yeah.
Damn, bro. Yeah, no, honestly, I've come to realize that too, because burnout is a real thing, y'all. Like, you get this, bro. Working multiple jobs, hustling for the dream. That's, like we mentioned, that's unstable. It is. Even if you, let's say, quote unquote, make it to the top in entertainment, it just takes one second, and then back to not even square one, but probably it could be even worse. Like the Diddy stuff. Shout out to my boy. Not kidding.
What?
No, we were. I wasn't there, guys. Okay. Don't make any rumors now. That's crazy now. Sean Combs, watch out, man. But yeah, man, it's so volatile, man. So it's not for the faint of heart, this industry. But if you have the passion and the enjoyment, I want to say it's worth it. But I'd say it's worth it. The craziness, because there's those ebbs and flows. Because it's also great meeting so many people that genuinely love it. Like you, bro, you're so passionate. So it really rubs off you in the best way possible. It just makes it easier to deal with all the BS, like the multiple auditions. I don't know, where your agent's like, oh, do this, and you're like,
right,
I'm ready to sleep, but you're like, it's due tomorrow. I know I'm not gonna do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I just have to sacrifice it. And if you really want it, you're just gonna find a way to do it.
100%. I think there's something about hustling or when you hustle about something that you really love.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're tired, bro. Your body just kind of wants to do it.
It's weird, bro. It's hard to describe it, y'all. It's kind of like someone is possessing you.
Yeah.
Sounds crazy. It just sounds like some superficial horror movie stuff.
Right.
But it literally takes over you. Another piece like that, possession.
Yeah.
No, but I'm thinking of the Indo stuff, like Kasurupan.
Kasurupan?
Yeah. The Indo horror stuff, don't mess with that. If you
don't
guys,
mess with that.
It's probably one of the scariest things. I don't like horror movies.
No.
Yeah. But it takes over your body, and it's for example, I don't know if you saw my short film where I'm an aerobics instructor with the super short shorts. Oh yeah, don't watch it. You're gonna see a lot of booty. That's all I gotta say. But for that one, bro, so I did the audition right after my second job in this Mexican restaurant I was working at.
Yeah.
Tired as hell. Arnold helped me out. I didn't know any of the lines, bro. It was a choreo. I didn't know how to dance. It was my first role again. Do it, blah, blah, blah. I'm tired. And then I get the role for some crazy reason. Because funny enough, I think I mentioned it because we were talking to some of the directors before. Cedric, Victoria, love y'all.
Ah.
They mentioned how like, yeah, Patty, you didn't know any of the freaking lines. I'm like, yeah, guys, I just submitted it, you know, and but it worked out because they were looking mainly for the essence. And honestly, bro, self tapes. That's another thing too. The more you think about it, the worse you do. That's what I've realized.
100%.
What are your strategies actually, bro, for like a solid self tape, and how do you like churn out so many so quickly?
It's hard. Actually, I'm kind of on the same boat as everyone. I think you're trying to master self tape is a hard thing because essentially what they're looking for is essence. But as a computer programmer who needs to get an exact value or result in something, I need to get all my lines correctly 100%.
Yeah.
Even when the essence is already there. So sometimes I would do 10 takes and I'm like, not happy with any of this, send it and it would not go through. But there are times when I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I just need to do this. Let me just give you what I got on one take. And that's usually the ones that I have a higher chance of getting.
That's crazy. Bro, I'm telling you, there's like not a math or rhyme behind it. Like,
nope.
I think it's also, it comes down to, you know, the energies and stuff. You know, I don't believe in like the tarot cards and all that. You know, if you do, you know who you are.
Yeah.
You know, zodiac signs. Nah, me, you know, I could never. But it's so weird, bro. Like literally, you could give like, you're still giving the effort, but it's like you're so fluid with it, so organic, so natural. You don't like I don't care, and then actually it shows off like, okay, this person's actually present, and I think that's the biggest tip for those self tips. You just have to be present, which is hard because what happens is you're recording it and you can't really be present because you're sending something that's already been recorded.
Yeah.
Compared to like an in-person audition where like you have to be present because you know. So I guess the good thing about the self tapes is you can do them anywhere, but the problem is being present is so hard. And then, like you mentioned, your analytical brain, especially the Asian brain, you know, like
exactly.
Yeah, the pressure,
the perfectionist brain.
You're like, I need
Asian mom's like, you need to get all the lines right.
Damn it, I took one extra breath from this line, and you're like, it doesn't matter, you know. But it's hard to say it doesn't matter because we're thinking about it.
Exactly. There was an actor that actually came to San Diego like a month ago, and he was in The Wire. He's like a So he came, he did like a workshop for like 3 hours talking about auditions, and there were 3 things that I really grabbed from that workshop was assume you don't get it. It's easier. Assume you don't get it, and 2, pretend like it's a play. Pretend like it's a play. Your job is to give the essence and pretend like it's a play and show it to people. Don't even think about getting it. And finally, slow down. Man, there's something about slowing down that shows much better on when I look at the tape again. There's more thinking you can see. There's more processing you can see. The more character shows, I think. So those are the 3 things that I'm still trying to apply to myself on the day-to-day.
No,
doing auditions.
Honestly, that slowing down is a big thing, man, honestly. Because you can also see it on the camera. Because it's more natural that way, too. Because, we can have the, snappy back and forth conversations, but it's really rare they want to see that because they see so many tapes, they want to really grab the different essence of it, you know. Obviously, they don't want like 20-minute tapes. So like I don't know. I don't think I've ever recorded 20 minutes. That sounds crazy. Like,
dang, 20-minute tape.
Imagine a 20-minute tape. Damn, like that. Ooh, that's a little too much. Unless that's
the whole scene, bro.
Bro, at that point, like you might as well just post it for yourself.
Exactly. You make going up by yourself.
You make your own short film at that point. But no, the slowing down. That's a really good tip. Honestly, recommend because I've also seen it in. I've been getting back to wrestling. You know, shout out WWE, all that stuff.
Oh, let's go.
You know, super addicting. Arnold too. But one Triple H. I don't know if you know. The legend right there, my boy. You know the game.
Oh yeah.
He's like the big boss now, but. He was talking to Stephen Amell, the actor from like Arrow.
Oh yeah.
The homie right there. He did some like wrestling stuff against like my boy Cody Rhodes, of course, when he was Stardust. You know, that was like way back when. Yeah, that's
I
like
remember
20.
Stardust.
Yeah, you're right. That was trouble. And now he's like the super mega star now.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes is crazy. But he mentioned to Stephen like, yo, the second you feel like you're going too slow, go even slower.
Really?
Which is crazy. Yeah, because I mean, it makes even more sense with wrestling when you think about it, because the moves that you can do, like a clothesline, you know, like doing a little thing or a suplex, they're so quick that if you slow down even more, it's going to be better for people to consume it in person and on camera, which goes back to our self-tape thing. Because the camera it sees everything, but like us visually, the fact, it's so weird, like the camera technology and like just screens it's pretty new for human beings.
Yeah.
like what,
Relatively.
100 years old or something? Like, what is it?
What? Not even. I don't.
Not even. Yeah, exactly.
Ah.
So we still like whenever I watch a movie too, I'm pretty sure there might be like a lag or something. You know, like I'm like. I still need glasses too, so that's probably yeah. So that's maybe a me problem. That's
maybe that eye exam.
Yeah, I know for real, too expensive out here.
Yeah,
California's with this
insurance,
for real.
Man.
Come on, man, we trying to get out the hood. But you know, so like so just slowing down, and I've noticed that too. Like it helps a lot when I do the self tapes or like being in theater stuff. You know, like all the plays,
100%.
Which is, man, I gotta go back to the theater world. It's so much fun, man. Just being live, being present, because you really have to. You have to be on the spot.
You have to stay in character for a extended period of time.
Yeah.
Versus cut and then come back.
And then you can come back into it. You know, it's hard in its own right because then you have to get back. It's kind of like when you're doing a sprint and you have to get back into the sprint level, but then with the theater it's a marathon, so you got to keep a consistent pace.
Absolutely.
And the thing I love about theater, is that improv element, bro. It's both scary. But so much fun, man.
Yeah, I need to get to that fun part. So that's, as an actor, that's one thing that I need to really work on is improv. I fear it.
Bro, I recommend taking those because I've taken the UCB one and then Groundling. Shout out to them. I did the audition.
Okay,
that was a fun one. Passed it thankfully. It was a good time.
Hey,
good time. I had my boy Tyler. He's on the Patty Show too as well. He worked. It's fun. It's another moment where it was so weird. So we worked on Squid Games together, bro. Like, yeah.
Wait, you were on Squid Game?
No, I wish. It was like a immersive experience kind of thing. Yeah. When I first moved to LA, one of my first jobs, and I met this homie Tyler. Super nice. He's done a lot of immersion experiences, like Stranger Things. He's like a voice actor. He's done wrestling. This guy has done it all. He's also another one, like 40 years old. He looks at most 27.
Wow.
Super nice guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to be.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, you 27.
Yeah, no, for real, bro. Respect, Tyler. You the boy right there, man. But so he it was a contract role, so we were done for a couple months at Squid Game. I go to do the Groundlings audition because I'm like, I did UCB for like stand-up comedy, all that stuff, just trying to get all the entertainment like stuff on my belt and everything.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, and then I'm nervous because I'm like, man, it's just like in general, you hear audition and nerves, even though it's like a chill one because there's people that are firefighters that come in. Yeah, it's like it's open audition. Anyone, y'all should do it, even if because it's free. So like anyone that's even not in the entertainment world, so many valuable skills you get from improv of like yes and improving and just BSing life, to be honest, because life will never be perfect, unfortunately.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it, literally. So I come in and I'm like, wait a minute. And the sign up, it's the homie. So I'm like, my nerve just relaxed. So it was like a perfect time. We're like, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? Like, let's take a pic for the group chat. And it relaxed me. And that's probably how I got it too. So shout out to my boy Tyler over there.
Yeah, honestly, improv is about relaxation. I think you need to be relaxed to be able to. And it's not about saying the smartest or the funniest thing. It's just about being present and just say what is next. Every day I feel like we're improving. I'm at work. If I'm in a meeting, I'm improv.
Bro, even right now, bro, like we've been improving a lot, bro. I have like the points, but it's just like you just gotta go with whatever is given to you and then continue and see how the flow goes because you never know what's gonna take you. And improv is a very valuable skill for a lot. That's another thing I recommend for people. Like I wish in high school or like schools in general they had more of those courses,
Yes, like learn how to do your taxes.
Dairy taxes. And
improv.
Improv. And don't forget the restaurant industry. We did, that's like literally, if you have those, you're pretty good in life.
You're
pretty good. Like, you'll be a great human being.
Exactly.
And that's the biggest thing, because this world is so much craziness. We don't like to talk about politics on that. There's another P. Patty Show, tomatoes, all that stuff. Tomato section of Patty Show. Politics, get out of here. But yeah, it's like there's just so much negativity. Like it's where you find good people. Like there's the creatives out here, locked in, doing your thing, doing the acting. And then you were also trained in an acting school, though.
I am.
Right, Shadow. What's the full name of the school, my man?
The Rehearsal Room Acting School here in San Diego, led by the wonderful Carrie Scott, who's also an actor. You might find him in movies like Bruce Almighty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or the show called Winning Time with. Yeah, he's in it,
bro. Who does he play?
There was an episode when one of the basketball player got injured. And they were consulting to someone. That's the guy.
Oh, wow. I didn't watch it. That was a good show, actually. I didn't watch it. I know there's multiple seasons, but that's so awesome, man. Yeah. No, man, I love because I haven't taken an acting class in a while since my college days.
Oh.
So I got to take another one. But walk me through a whole acting class and course, bro. Cause you took multiple classes then, I'm guessing?
It's once a week. It's once a week, and you basically every week is different. And every 6 months he does showcases in the summer and the winter. So I did the winter one, and it was so much fun because you spent 4 days in LA, 3 days in LA, showcasing in front of casting directors, managers. Yeah, because he got pulled.
Wow.
You know? And then Thursday night, it's back in San Diego with San Diego agents. And then you do it for 4 weeks. So last December, I didn't exist. I was just grinding.
Yeah.
Because I worked during the day in the Airbnb in LA, and at night I showcase and I go to bed.
Wow.
And that's how I got my agent in San Diego, actually, through that showcase. So it's amazing. But yeah, so it's an amazing class. Learned so much from it. Not only about the art form, but also about the industry, the business side, like the Actors Access stuff, about the agency stuff, like how to work with an agent, how to get an agent. So, you know, Carrie is very, very knowledgeable when it comes to that. And the best part about it, man, is having acting friends. That is one thing that I never had before I took that class, actor friends. I had film lover friends.
Yeah, but it's different. It's different.
It's different, man.
Different, bro.
And we go to the movies regularly, and we look at it differently. Because we're thinking like, okay, if I'm in front of the camera with that guy, you appreciate certain things more. You're like, oh, that's an interesting choice that he did that. Even though the movie's like,
yeah.
But you learn. Because you learn,
absolutely, yeah.
So it's just...
You can watch Sharknado and learn about it.
Exactly.
You love Sharknado, you know? Sponsor the patio.
Never seen it.
Yeah, me neither. I've only seen the clips and I know there's a shark and tornadoes.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's pretty much it. But no, I'm glad you have that mentality, bro, of just like learn from anyone and everyone, because we were talking about the imposter syndrome, but the reason also you have that, bro, is because you're so humble, man.
Oh, thanks.
No flowers. Humble.
Thanks.
We love you, bro. We love you, man. And that's one of the things that you always have to keep, honestly, especially in this industry. You have to have that balance of, okay, I know this is my place.
Yep.
Like, F everybody. I'm here for a reason. But also you can't be like, I shouldn't go to the showcase. Or I shouldn't help. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to because once we reach that level, and a lot of people in Hollywood unfortunately do that. You see the big name celebrities, they do that. They don't have time for, you know, their old acting classes, their old people that they used to hang around with and everything. And then, you know, people are like, oh, you're too Hollywood. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I hope I never get to that. Like, people joke about that all the time. I love y'all from Connecticut and everybody. They're like, oh, Patty's too Hollywood. Like, yo, wild. Yo, wild. As a joke, it's funny, you know, ha, ha, ha. But, like, I would, man, the day I ever get like that, beat me up, guys. Let me know. Be like, comment, be like, Patty, you've been too Hollywood. Like, stop this stuff, you know, because and it's hard too, because especially I feel like as men, bro, like the ego thing, the masculine energy, which like I think we should lean towards, but when it leans too far forward, your ego just it destroys.
See, that's the thing about being an actor. It's so hard. It's so hard because there are so many odds for you to get a job and not get a job. Sometimes you're the most talented actor in the room, but you don't look like what they're looking for, or your schedule's not available. Yeah. So that means when you got it, it's kind of like all the stars are aligned. But man, once you do good, the flowers are all for you, and that just get your ego up.
Absolutely. It's dangerous, right? It's good, but it's also like, if you don't keep it in check, man, what happens is you ride the wave too much. Speaking of surfing, you know, I did that earlier today. That's why I'm more zen right now. But shout out to, what is the beach called?
PB. Pacific Beach.
There you go. I'm pretty sure that was it. If not, I don't know. Okay,
it could be OB.
It could be AB. There you go. A B C D E F G. Like you remember
all the alphabet.
All the whole alphabet. You know, you don't discriminate. You know, you can identify as whatever you want. You want to be inclusive on the Patty Show. You know what I'm saying? We did talk about that a little bit on another episode of Patty Show. I tell you, we always go to different things.
I love this.
It's just the flow and how we go. But yeah, bro, the ego thing, man. Honestly, going back to the ego thing too, that whole ego death, I'm sure you probably experienced that, bro, where you kind of just have to be like, it's, especially working in the restaurant industry, that's one of those things where you kind of just have to be like, hey man, I'm just doing this because I need to make money. Yep. And don't like, what is it called? Feel like you're too great for this.
Pretentious?
Yes, exactly, bro. You know,
privileged.
Like, exactly. That's another thing too, because like people think, they always talk crap about like the restaurant industry, even if like, you know, you had a college degree or you went, and they're like, oh, you're working at a restaurant. Great. You know, but you just kind of have to like.
It's like, you do it. You try.
Yeah, no, you try. You try. You know what I'm saying? I think I've definitely dealt with that when I first moved here like a year and a half ago, bro. Like, you know, having the college degree and then going back to restaurant work, like production assistant work, you feel like, damn, this is what I got a degree in and I got all this BS. But it opens up so many other more avenues.
Absolutely.
You know, lessons in life, and shows that in life it's not always like, you know, gonna always go up. It's not gonna always go down either. There'll be like the flow of it, and just you got to roll with the punches, have fun with it while you can.
How exciting that is, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Every day is new.
Bro, that's the thing too. And then also like while we're still young too, and the joints don't hurt as much. They still hurt. I'm not gonna lie. I woke up, I was like, damn, bro. Like we had some drinks last night, and my ankle was like, I feel like a grandpa out here, bro. I'm like, damn,
dude. I was like stretching my body the other day, and I hit like a muscle, and I was down for 3 days.
Damn.
And I was like, is this what 29 looks felt like? Because I was stretching like this my whole life.
I'm still processing, bro. The fact that you're like 30 is crazy, guys. I don't even know, guys. Like, man, you gotta tell me the whole routine later, bro. You know, that's for the Petty Show podcast. All of it. Premium content. Yeah. You know, stop playing. You can find us also, by the way, before I forget, at Petty Show Podcast on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. You know, pattysetiati.com/podcast. pattyshow.podbean.com. That's a great platform.
Oh, man. Put in a billboard.
You know, all of it. All the billboards. All the great stuff. You know, speaking of billboards, let's get back to the taco. I tell you, I always get distracted because I have so many great questions.
I love it.
What are some simple pleasures, you know, that ground you, like we were mentioning with the whole ego, and make you feel alive?
Yeah. Running is one.
Yeah? Okay.
I'm not like a marathon runner. I'm not like training for it, but a solid 3-mile run by the beach, man, that just makes me feel alive.
You speak my language, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not about like running itself, but it's the fact that I get to be present with the world. You know what I mean? I see the trees. I see the ocean. There's a sunset. There's people around me. You know, because you're living in this world where you got to check in on with the world. Like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, we're not just in a little box.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
So I feel alive when I do that. I feel alive when I can feel the ocean breeze. Even when I see the bird crab all
like the sweat a little bit in the eyes. You're like, okay, this hurts a little bit, but it's okay. You know? Yeah.
So PB is actually one of my favorite spots to run because Sunday mornings, man, it is crowded. But I love crowd because we're Indos. Yeah. Indo itself is already crowded.
Bro, fourth most populated country in the world.
Exactly.
Blame our family. We're gonna be part of it. No.
But I would say that just being in touch with not necessarily nature, just kind of like with the world. Yeah,
the surroundings. The present, bro, running, shout out to running. Also, like, I've never done, the most I've ran was like maybe 10 miles, bro. Woo! Crazy. I want to try maybe one day a marathon or a half marathon. But yeah, the presence of it. Running is one of those things, like, I love weight training, all that stuff. You can be present. But running, you can't run away, literally, you can't run away from not being present.
Yeah.
Because it is hard. Yeah. I don't care how advanced you are, you can have a 4-minute mile or whatever.
Exactly.
It's still hard. Yeah. So, like, the fact that it's so hard, you're so present because you're like, okay, I'm thinking about my lungs, everything's like the heart beating. Each step, you hear dum, dum.
Well, another thing about being an actor is you love movies so much. So when I run, bro, it's Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, there you go. See, yeah.
I play the How to Train Your Dragon stuff.
There we go. Shout out is coming out soon in June. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one right there.
So, I like to kind of...
So that's your running playlist. We got Hans Zimmer. What else?
Hans Zimmer, Glenn Powell. All the
just his voice.
Alison Silvestri, so the Avengers theme.
Oh, bro.
Dude, are you kidding me? Like, I put characters in myself when I run. I'm like Captain America right now.
Yeah, shout out to Captain America and Quicksilver. And your short little film that I got to see.
You didn't see that coming?
Yeah, no, that was a good one. That was fun, man. When did you record that, by the way?
What is
the the Captain America Quicksilver short film that you made?
Captain.
Oh, he's done.
Oh my gosh, brother!
I told you one.
It took me a minute to get that. That was probably 10 years ago.
Oh goodness gracious!
That was 10 years ago. Yeah, I remember that. That was I was still in the community college. Had a lot of free time. And in the afternoon, me and my buddies, we just like to make videos. So those were the era where I was just experimenting with camera angles, editing, and not so much acting. But
that's an integral era, though, I would say, because you definitely still have some of those elements in a great way, bro. Because like still that little, your charm is there from the beginning. And that's the beauty of it. I love recording stuff, like the old stuff, because you can see how we've evolved, but also stay similar to ourselves, which is a beautiful thing, because we also, that you want to obviously get better. You want to take all the classes and everything. That's the point. You don't want to be the exact same.
Right.
But there's those things that just, that's Stephen right. That's the thunder. Yeah. That's wrong. It's just something that you can't get away from, and that's okay.
It's your authenticity,
absolutely. I look at my old videos, I'm like, oh yeah, even though I was different, younger, whatever, I still have all that
exactly
stuff.
See, nothing changed, right?
Yeah.
There's a consistency.
Exactly. You hone your skills in a different light, but you still have that, like, the essence, the aura, the fun, the joy, the reason why you did it.
100%.
You made that thing not for anyone to watch. You're just like, all right, let's have a fun time.
Exactly.
You know, and that's the wholesomeness. And you still have that with your videos. You guys got to follow. It's at, what is it called?
Ronggur.
Dots. Remember, don't forget the dots. And then is it 2 G's?
2 G's. Wrong. Good. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. 2 G's.
The dot is between the 2 G's.
Between the 2 G's. There we go. See? All the G's right there. You know?
All the G's.
All the G's. He's a OG. Which is crazy, but damn, guys. Like, damn, y'all don't understand. I'm shook. I'm shook right here, man. Man, second talking point. Okay. Designing a life of joy. That's probably how he stays so young. Life of joy, probably, right? You know? What does it take to prioritize pleasure, man, in a world built on hustle, Mr. Hustle Man, you know, back and forth drives and everything?
I think it's something that is important. It should be part of your day-to-day routine, no matter how small it is, whether it's like a 10-minute walk or a movie. Man, I go to the movies by myself these days because it's just very therapeutic in a way. I feel like back then it's more like going with the cousins or with some friends to watch a movie, but right now I feel like it felt very, just me and the movie. So that for me creates pleasure.
Intimate relationship with the movie theater.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? What movie theater do you go to all the time?
Regal Mira Mesa.
Regal what?
Regal Mira Mesa.
I was like, who the hell is that? I was like, hey, who's that? Is that your new girl? Indonesians are polygamists. No, that's why we're the 4th most populated. I don't think they are. No, we're shout out our Muslim brothers and sisters. You know? Assalamualaikum. But it's a Regal
Mira Mesa. So there's an area in Mira Mesa. If you go up north a little bit, there's like a lot of food strips over there. And at the end of that strip, it's a giant movie theater. Oh. Yeah. I've been going there since 2021, probably 3 times a week.
They probably know you already at that point.
Oh, yeah. Bro, it's funny you said that. Yesterday, me and my girl, we went to see Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, fun.
It was fun. And we got out of the theater, and my girlfriend went to the bathroom, and I was holding her purse. One of the staff walked out. Ronggur, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I follow you on Instagram. I'm like, what? Because you come here a lot.
That's so funny.
I was like, that's crazy. So it's very cool. Very cool.
That's like the home theater then, essentially. It's just already like I think also another thing that's so beautiful about like that, and I need to watch more movies. My brother does the same. He always goes to the Grove one all the time.
Oh, yeah.
MC. It's just like, I've come to realize that it's not even just the movie. It's the physical act of walking in.
Yes.
Right? You know, the experience, you smell the popcorn.
Yeah.
You hear like the fountain drinks going, shh, all that stuff. You sit down, maybe there might be a little gum on the side or whatever, but it's just like that charm.
Yeah.
That like you can't replicate when you're watching the Patty Show on YouTube, Patty Show podcast. You can watch it live. Maybe we'll do a live show.
Ooh, that'd be fun. That'd be
a fun time, and then we can have the after hours version.
Yeah.
That's extra, guys. Okay, that's extra. Stop playing. But yeah, that whole experience, bro, that's a really good tip, man. Just like being immersed in that entertainment, especially since like that's the world you want to be in. So it's also studying. But my question for that though is, how do you like enjoy it then if also, because filmmaker, actor, all that stuff, how do you enjoy the movie genuinely without always nitpicking while you're watching it?
Great question. That is a great question, because I tend to do that.
Yeah, you're like, it's like the opening credits, like, why is it 5 extra seconds long?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the pacing there is not good.
Yeah.
I try, bro, especially ever since I got Letterboxd. It's really hard to not turn off your brain. But what I try to do is like, okay, what is this movie trying to tell me? What is the movie trying to teach me? Because I feel like every movie has a goal, right? So it's something that I'm looking first. And what can I take away from that I can apply to my day tomorrow? And I think that's just a beautiful thing. As an actor, as a person.
As a human, just a human being,
Exactly. Like last night, Ohana means family, don't get left behind. There was a quote, I've seen this movie, Lilo and Stitch, 20 years ago when it first came out. But it never really hit me as hard, maybe because I'm an adult now. It was the part that says, family is small, it's not perfect, but it's good. I'm man, that felt so real and so raw and so true. So things like that. That's why I go to the movies. It's because of that. No matter it's action, no matter it's horror, no matter it's animation, especially Disney, man, they'll cut your heartstrings out.
Yeah, they do it. They wild for that. Why do they do that, man? Like, shout out Disney, but y'all crazy out here.
Exactly. So it's the message, and then on top of that, all right, let's look at the acting, and then is there a certain shot that I'm like, that was really cool? I'm gonna note that. Like, why do they do that? So things like that.
So do you watch, like, let's say, because you said Letterboxd, what is it called?
Letterboxd?
That platform where you like do reviews and stuff?
Yep.
He does a lot. Well, I don't know how you watch all the movies, bro. Do you watch it twice then? Do you watch it just for full enjoyment and like pleasure? Or do you also, and then like one where you analyze it, or you just watch it once and do a little bit of both in between?
It depends. If after the first screening I'm like, I'm good, then I've got everything that I want.
Sharknado. Sharknado, we good. Sorry, Sharknado. I'm sorry. Maybe the director you want to sponsor out here. We can make a better Patty Nado.
Yeah, there you go.
It's just palm trees flying around. Oh, that sounds scary. Actually,
sounds scary.
Imagine tornadoes they don't have tornadoes here, right?
No.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, that's what we
earthquakes.
Play. Yeah, we do. We did have one recently. Yeah.
Yeah, so tornadoes. Hopefully, we don't got that. But yeah, so it depends on the movie. Yeah,
it depends on the movie. If it got me back into the movie theater to see it again, then that's when there is something right. For example, Sinners. Woo! Saw it twice, both on IMAX. Amazing. I just love the little decisions that Ryan Coogler decides to make. I love the performances by Michael B. Jordan, and of course, just the fun action piece of it, and also the camaraderie of a family. The twins dynamic, even though it's played by the same actor, beautiful. You can really distinctly tell the two different characters.
That's fascinating.
I just love that.
That twin role, bro, I always wanted to try something like that. Bro.
What?
Like a twin role as like, bro.
I tried something like that. So remember Moon Knight? Have you seen Moon Knight?
Yeah, of course, bro.
So I tried to reenact one of the scenes when they were talking in the mirror.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. That scene is...
Oh my goodness. It's hard, man. Not only because they accent switch, but just try to create a backstory for each.
Yeah.
And then switch from one body
because
to the next.
also visually, you see them, they literally look the same. Because it is, Oscar Isaac, you doing your thing, my boy. So it's like, how do you make it like real enough?
Yeah.
And have people believe that like this is not Steven, this is Bobby. Bobby, my twin.
Yeah.
I don't think we would have it. No, actually, Bobby is an Indonesian name, I think.
Yeah.
Bobby.
What's he, Bobby?
See, it goes back to the Indonesian name. I swear, they have all of them, bro. Like
all of it.
That's funny how they always. So they never called you Steven, though, at all, ever.
Never. No one. Even the teachers are like Ronggur.
That's how you know you're trouble, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, in no school, man, it teaches you a lot, man.
Definitely. Definitely, man. They teach you a lot.
When's the last time you went back, by the way?
Summer 22.
Okay.
Right before my grad school start, yeah.
Oh, nice, bro, yeah.
I can't wait to go back.
Yeah. When are you planning? In a couple...
Hopefully, for sure, probably next summer because my sister's graduating college.
Oh, nice, bro.
Yeah.
Where's she at right now?
Undip in Semarang.
Oh, bro, that's dope, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she's studying what?
Communications.
Oh, dope.
Yeah,
I studied communication as well.
Yeah. She's doing good. She's killing it.
Oh man, does she ever want to move to the States, or you ever talk to?
I don't know. I think she'd like to, because that's my second sister, the younger one.
Okay.
I have two younger sisters. The other one's in Tangerang.
Oh, bro, that's where I went to school, bro. Penabur, bro. Kota Modern, bro. I'm serious.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Which Penabur?
The Kota Modern, bro. The one near there's like Cluster Prancis. I forgot what the name of that mall.
Because I went to Penabur getting Serpong.
Oh, close. We were close, bro.
Oh,
I've been to that campus actually, bro.
What?
This is random. I used to play. This is so weird. I don't know how Indonesians know about this sport. Floorball. Have you all ever played it? So it's basically like the ball is like a wiffle ball or like the pickleball. You know the holes. The ball
right?
Yeah. And then there's a stick, like a hockey stick, but there's like also holes in there. I think it's Swedish. Shout out to Sweden. Told you. It's one of the Nordic countries they play it. So randomly, it just got picked up in the school in Penabur, bro. So I was like, I'm gonna play it. Like I'm not the best in the other sports.
Is it like hockey?
Kind of, yeah, but it's on the floor, bro. So like futsal court.
Right.
Same size.
Cement.
So you wear the shoes and everything. But one time we randomly played. I'm pretty sure in the Gading Serpong one, bro. I was like,
dude, I was out of there.
Yeah. No, it was like I forgot what year that was. So maybe 2011.
Oh,
2010.
I was already here.
Yeah, you were. Yeah. I just remember it was like the World Cup era, like the 2010s. You know?
That's
bro. Shout out
Penabur, man.
It beat my booty, man. That's cool.
Oh man, you can find me in the remedial room,
bro. All the time, bro. Man, because bro, me and Arnold when we went there, but I was there for 7th and 8th grade, so that's the worst transition, bro.
Oh,
middle school,
yikes!
Bully you, man. Bule, but I looked like everybody else, and I was a chubby Asian kid, bro. Like, it was my accent was terrible, bro. Like, damn, wow. When I learned a lot though because they just gave you so many classes. I don't know if yours was the same, but we took like 3 languages, right?
Yeah,
bro. I was like English, and then plus another language.
Mandarin for me.
Yeah, me too,
Mandarin.
Bro. And bro, what would you thou? That's all
I learned one phrase from that class, and it's 老师我要小便.
Oh, bro, 老师 anything, bro. Whenever they start the class, it's like.
再见.
Yeah, some crazy stuff like that.
老师早安.
Yeah, there is it, bro. I swear.
I'm gonna remember that.
The trauma, bro.
It's the trauma. Exactly.
The thing that made it hard for me, bro, personally, is because they taught it in Indonesian, and that's before I was fluent enough in it.
So
imagine learning a language that you don't know, and then they translate it to a language that you barely know.
Oh my gosh,
bro! So I had to do a third translation, bro. It was so hard, bro.
Wait, were you born here?
Yeah, bro. And I moved there, 7th and 8th grade, man.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, it was crazy. 7th and 8th grade, bro, intense. So we were taking physics class with biology the same year with trigonometry and bro. It was insane. I don't know how I passed. They loved me enough. They love you. I love. Shout out to everybody over there. I love all the teachers. Bro,
it's the charm, man.
I try.
You got the charm.
I know. I learned so much, but that's the improv aspect of it, bro. Like, I was just like BSing over there. You
Fake it till you make it, man.
Literally. Oh my god, man, that's a charm.
At home, in the office, where we gotta do.
You gotta fake it till you make it. That's how we do it.
How do you think I got to red carpet?
Of course, fake it. No, I'm just kidding. Just a little bit. That red carpet, bro. Shout out. No more flowers, man. You look dapper on that. My boy looking fresh as hell, man. He was giving a lot of pleasure to all the people out there. Mm-hmm. The thunder. I love that it's thunder. That's so, you know what I'm saying? That's awesome, bro. Okay, we always get distracted by this, in a good way though. This is what it's about, the flow and everything.
Yeah.
Kind of expanding a little bit more on that, that joy part, bro. Mm-hmm. Has intentionally seeking pleasure improved your relationships and or work?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Relationship, yes. Because, it's one of those things that you got to keep water. You got to keep one relationships, right? And it's one of the things is making dates. Go to places.
I mean, you said 8 years. How do you make it creative, man?
It's getting harder every year, man.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Because she's like, oh, I know. I caught you 10 steps ahead.
She's so good. No more surprises. Hard,
no more surprises. No, but I still find a way to do it. It's just fun that way. Certain avenues that you haven't explored. But yeah, you just got to keep being creative and spontaneous stuff. I love being spontaneous. When my buddy Sean and I actually brings the kind of the joy part of it. Last summer, he called me up one morning. Hey, what are you doing? Just laying in bed. Want to go to Universal Studios? How much is it? This much. Let's go. And man, the trips that we made when we decided that morning versus what we planned months before ended up being so much more fun.
It's crazy, right, bro? It's like the Indonesian phrase, like nekat, bro. Like you nekat. I wish there was a way to explain it in English, but it's kind of like
YOLO.
Literally like YOLO, but times 20. Because it's like nekat banget. Like you're just like, all right, let's go diving right now. Like right now, boom, boom. Like don't even think about it. Just yes.
Because your body's not preparing for it.
Exactly. That's the beauty of life, man. The improv of like you never know what's gonna come. Sometimes you just gotta say yes in life. Obviously, stay in school.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs unless you do. Whatever, do what you gotta do. But like, the whole like, man, I'm gonna go to Universal right now. Let me shower. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's set it up. And because the thing with over planning, like. I mean, you have an analytical brain, so you know how it is, bro.
Totally.
We want stuff that's predictable, right? Like
exactly.
Data sets and everything. Like, oh yeah, if we move this, it's gonna be perfect.
Yeah.
But the moment you do that too, sometimes it loses that charm,
yes,
the magic, and it goes back to the relationship part too. If you plan it like 10 months in advance, you're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Women always find out.
They do.
Don't cheat, y'all. Hey, y'all crazy out here. Stay loyal, like my boy, right? Shout out to all the Satyadi, Satya Dihati, I'm faithful girls. If you know who the fuck.
It is written on your last name.
I see the thunder, the faith. Right? That's how we do it. It's a lot of pressure, though. Actually, when I think about it,
a lot of pressure.
You're like, girl, I'm the thunder, and then if you're just a little lightning, bro, it's gonna be tough. And then it's like I'm faithful and I'm cheating.
But you know what lightning does? Create sparks.
That's fire right there. See, look at he's smart right here.
Oh man.
So for these, I'm just going for the future right here. Okay, so 8 years, right? You said.
Mm-hmm.
How do you make each anniversary better than the last one? Walk me through that process because that's hard.
So after 8 years, we know what we like. So there are certain things that we kind of do routinely, but we kind of amp it up a bit. You know what I mean? For
Whoa,
example,
whoa.
like, what? Wait, hold up,
Mom.
But what I'm saying, for example, we like Mexican food.
Mm.
Okay, so if year 2 we're going to like a taco joint, the next year we go to like a nice sit down Mexican restaurant.
I see.
Things like that.
The way you're thinking. Okay.
Yeah. So for example, I like petting. Let's say she's into horses. So if
horse girls, shout
exactly.
out to I love my horse girls. You know who you are. Anyway, I'll continue. But I need like a whole. Oh man.
So if like year 3 we're gonna go pet horses, year 4 we're gonna go a ride through a trail. Things like that.
Look, Pintor, you're smart right here, man.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a level. So we found the basis, we found the foundation, and just amp it up a bit every year. But sometimes there are years that we just want to chillax. You know, for example, last anniversary we were in Canada.
Wow, that's awesome, bro.
We were in Victoria.
What part?
Victoria.
Oh, is it the west, like closer?
So we took a boat from Seattle.
Oh, okay,
to Victoria. So
nice.
I guess like
So it's on the western part.
Yes.
Okay, but.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And guess what? We have like an Indian joint that we love in Carlsbad. So we love Indian food. There's like one specific place. But on our anniversary, we got Indian joint in Canada. So that's how we amped it up.
I see. Okay. So that's really good tips and advice. Honestly, you don't have to like reinvent the wheel crazy.
Exactly.
You know, and I think that's because whenever you said like 8 years, I expected you to be like, all right, so this year we're gonna know this, and then go to a random country and skydive. You know, like
no.
But since you guys do know each other so well, like obviously, you know, life changes. People have different interests. But usually life is pretty consistent, so your interests are pretty similar. Just find the stuff that you guys like and try to switch it up into like little variations.
100%.
Oh, that's really good. And when I get to my relationship, I know I'm gonna look back at this episode. I'm like,
100%.
So I never run out of ideas.
Because not only that it's like new and fun, but also there's a level of comfort with familiarity.
Yes, and finding that little balance is also really good because sometimes, like you said, you just want to chill. You know, it's the anniversary. Like, it's time to snuggle time. Little, you know, do a little
reflect. Like, look, we made 8 years. We went through 8 years together. How happy we were. You know, things like that.
I love that, man. Shout out to her. Shout out to you, man. Yo,
Aaron.
We love Aaron right there. The blessings, right? The air and the thunder.
Oh my God!
I can get it with that.
My God!
Casino time. We gonna make that money. You know? Oh man! Final talking point, though, my man.
Ooh,
man, we was chatting for a minute, bro. Pleasures, connection to passion and positivity. You know, our 3 P's: passion, pleasure, positivity. How it all comes together.
Ooh.
How do joy and pleasure, man, fuel your creativity and passions?
Oh. Okay, for example, as an actor, you need to experience life more.
Oh my God!
Right?
Yes, that part, bro. Yes.
I think it's sometimes like, you know, in order to become a more enriched actor, you need to experience life more because you're portraying life. So by seeking joy, by seeking pleasure, and knowing what you like and what you don't like, what doesn't work, enriches you to your passion, to my creativity. So by going on a run. And for example, if I'm on a run, if I'm walking and I see people, the way they stand, the way they dress, I create a character. Oh, what is this guy like? Or maybe he's like this. And then one day if I got an audition, it's like, ooh, this sounds like the guy that I saw on the boardwalk today. So I just try to connect the 2 dots. And when it comes to pleasure, going to see movies, right? Getting inspired by other actors and how they approach certain characters, or what kind of essence you want to portray. I think it just enriches you when you experience life more by seeking pleasure and joy. That leads to enriching your creativity. I think that's it, man.
Bro, that's a good... Ooh, I love that. He coming in with the heat right here. And honestly, that's the biggest thing, especially with something like acting too, bro. Like literally, if you could take the best acting classes, all that stuff, but if you haven't really lived life, traveled, experienced different things, it's hard to do it because like we're talking about the whole technical side. Yeah, you have the technique, like, yeah, it's, you know, this breath work, blah, 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 da, 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 da. But then how can you really portray something that you don't truly know?
Exactly.
You know, and it's the beauty of acting. There's so much interpretation.
Oh, man.
There's no right answer, really.
There's no right answer.
So it's like, it's tough for like people that are very analytical because like, what do you mean? Is this right? Is this right? You know, and obviously, you know, depending on your director, sometimes you do have to follow. Some directors are like a little Tarantino. Shout out to my boy. Maybe you got to be on the podcast. But you know what I'm saying? But
manifest that, bro.
Yes, for real, yeah. Some people, they're like, all right, it's me or the highway. You know, like, I don't know if you've seen that interview with Jamie Foxx for Django. One of my favorite movies.
I love that freaking movie.
That movie, everything about. But he's talking about how like Tarantino pulls him to the side, right? About I forgot what scene, whatever. Jamie Foxx does a scene. He does it like with his swagger. You know, Jamie Foxx full of swagger. This guy's super fun, energetic. You know how it is. He's like, "What's up, man?" And then I think he's it. And then Tarantino's like, "All right, cut, Jamie, come here. What the heck was that? You are a slave." Like he said straight up, like, "You are a slave. You're not this guy with your Range Rover or whatever." Like he does it better because he imitates him. Whatever. Yeah. You are a slave. Like they've clipped that. That's crazy. They're gonna be like, "What in the world?"
That's the only good part.
You know? But that's what he said, right? And then, man, they're like, but yeah, some directors are just like, you kind of have to go with whatever they give you whenever, and that comes with the life experience, you know. The more you experience life, you become a better actor, entertainer, and just in general, honestly. Yeah, I've come to realize, like working with, you know, shout out to Meta, they low key sponsor this stuff because they pay me good. But like testing all the like AI stuff, bro. I have no coding background, bro. Like nothing at all. I'm grateful I had that job. Obviously, the Indonesian language. Shout out to thanks for all the bullying. That's how I learned. So I learned real quick, so it helped a lot. But having all my travel experiences, bro, I can implement it more into like these different characters that I make for AI testing. Like someone that I didn't know someone that made a bomb, but like, you know, like or do I? I can't remember. But like, you know, have like you mentioned, like the random guy on the boardwalk. I'm like, okay, put my mind into it. How can I pretend to be this person?
Right.
Making a prompt or all that stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just life, man. You just gotta live it, man. It sounds cliche because everyone's always like, oh, live your best life. It's probably one of the best pieces of advice that you could ever take. Have that spontaneity, like you said, like nigga, bro. Just do it, man. So if someone hits you up, especially a friend like you trust, especially if it's someone that especially you trust, and you know they're not gonna bring you into like strip club or anything crazy. Yeah, you know, I've done that before. But I love y'all, the homies. It was a random time on a Sunday too, bro. It was crazy. I don't know why I did it. It's
for work.
Yeah, for real. But sometimes you just gotta do it, man, and do your thing and have a good time and live your best life.
And good things happen from that.
Absolutely, man.
Good things happen, man. Whether it's you got a role or you found a girlfriend or you go to a movie premiere, but it all comes from seeking joy. If that's all.
Woo! Seeking joy.
From there, man.
That's what it's all about right here on Patty Show. We try to live our best lives, you know. Shout out to Ronggur, sound effects everywhere. You know what I'm saying, bro? I appreciate you, bro. You this flames, y'all. I don't know if y'all ready for this. This is crazy, man. Don't clip the slave part though, please. I know somebody. I know, like damn. He wasn't black. That been really bad. I'm gonna try to put it out, bro. But what are the socials again, my boy? It's
Rong.gur, both on TikTok and Instagram. And don't follow me on Facebook because I don't have an account.
Unless you know it's Aaron, you know, to get the messages. That's still so funny, man. I love that story. We gotta write a story about that, man.
Dude, that sounds like a movie, right?
Fun one, man. Speaking of movies, you got anything coming up that any fun projects that you can reveal without the NDA stuff? Because I know the NDA world is crazy.
Actually, not right now. The reason is because my parents are coming from Indo, so I'm planning all that for the summer.
It's a lot, bro. Planning.
It's a lot.
Tour guide.
Exactly.
And how long are they gonna be here for?
About 3 weeks.
So from
like
June until end of June?
Yeah.
Oh, it might come out actually when they're here still.
There you go.
This is coming out June.
Yeah, like starting June 10th or something.
Okay. Yeah, June 26th come out. Yeah, you can watch the episode together.
So
not the slave part though, please, bro. Because now they're gonna think
you can edit that out if you want to.
They're gonna be like, oh, Patty's cool edited that one clip. They're like, oh, is he okay?
Like on a random time.
Yeah, for real. He's like, you are. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, you can watch it together. All that stuff. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to soak up family time because I feel like 2024 was like a turbo of acting, and then finishing school in early 2025. Now I'm having family time. Yeah, and then fall comes, then we're back.
Yes, sir, man. We got more projects.
That's the beauty about being an actor. Is like you can take time on and off whenever you want. If anything, when you're on your time off, experience life more.
That's the thing, like we were talking. Exactly,
bro. Experience life more, and you just bring something new the next time you come back.
Seriously, bro. And just a little tangent on that, but like I took a break from acting for a while after because like I graduated 2020. Job market was terrible, so I did more traveling, saw family, and then coming back into the acting world like a year and a half ago was so nice because I had all those experiences, bro. So recommend, especially if y'all in this entertainment industry, if you can have some time, you know, obviously money's important, you got to survive. You can like a block of time of focusing on family, other life stuff, whatever it is, go to school. You can use that so much to go back into the entertainment stuff. So
yeah, and look after yourself, man. Because
absolutely,
you want to make sure your bills are paid, because otherwise your relationship with acting will be a little different when you're depending on acting for your bills. Nah, man, because
it's tough. Because
it has to be a good relationship.
Yeah, because then you make the work just for the money, which like we love money, but then the work's not gonna be the same. It's not gonna be playful, not gonna be fun, pleasurable. As we talk about here, Patty Show Pod. Thank you very much for the thunder right here.
Thank you.
Bro,
beautiful.
That was beautiful right there, man. Why don't we end with a little arigato at the end, my boy, on 3. But you guys can follow us at Patty Show Podcast, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Tinder. See that door? I don't know if y'all heard the door.
That guy's like, I'm in.
Right now, come on. So I'm like, but yeah, pattyshow.podbean.com, and then of course pattysaidseattle.com/podcast. Bro, thank you again. Arigato, all that good stuff.
Pleasure.
Pleasure.
My pleasure.
My pleasure. Ready? On 3, arigato. 1, 2, 3.
Arigato.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for joining me on this episode of The Patty Show. I hope you had as much fun as I did exploring the crossing point of the 3 Ps: passion, pleasure, and positivity. If you want to keep the Patty Party going, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and all social platforms at Patty Show Podcast. Share this episode and leave a positive review. pattysatiati.com/podcast, as well as pattyshow.podbean.com have got more of your Patty Show needs. In the meantime, keep passionately pursuing your personal paradise. Arigato.